Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel, A Gemini Gem. Today is August 1st, 2021, and I'll be doing a reading for Cancer. Just a few things I want to touch on before we begin. So my message for Cancers and just everybody really in general is that times have changed so much. I put this book down because I'm about to start reading it. Moby Dick by Herman Melville. Okay. Now, of course, I heard of the book. I've heard of the story. I've never actually read the book. Okay. So this book belonged to somebody so special to me that I need to read it, right? I need to get back into reading. I used to read all the time when I was younger. And I say things have changed so much because we're now in a world where our minds are being trained not to be interested in reading. We're interested in scrolling, getting the information quickly, and that's it. I'm not preaching because I'm including myself in this, but we have to get back to the basics. We have to get back to black and white. We have to get back to the words that are printed on paper. They mean so much, okay? So if you can, try to read a book once a month. Maybe it takes you a bit longer than that. But you guys let me know if you have any recommendations. This is what I'm starting out with, Moby Dick, okay? Okay. Now, well, I'll leave it right here. Now that we got that out the way, this is going to be a quick message for Cancer, okay? Not a long reading. I just like to get straight into it. So we're going to find out what's going on with Cancer. I've shuffled the cards. I'm doing another quick shuffle. I'm trying to talk as loud as possible. My AC is running. If you live on the East Coast, you know it's been brutal for the last, 3 weeks. Today has actually been a lot cooler, but I'm not turning the AC off for nothing, okay? Because I think tomorrow is supposed to be back in like high 80s. Anyway, Cancer, let's get you some messages and jump into the tarot. Okay, so at the bottom of the deck, King of Pentacles, okay? This is what you don't see coming. King of Pentacles is somebody who's very smart with their money. They make intelligent decisions about investing. They're like the boss, the CEO, the top-notch person at the company who's kind of started from the bottom and work their way all the way to the top. They're very abundant with all these grapes on the robe, and they literally run a company, run a city. They have that knowledge, they have the intelligence to run a bustling city of commerce, okay? So you have the Three of Rods, the Hermit, the Eight of Swords, the Seven of Pentacles, okay? Fire, Virgo, air, and earth. So Cancer, you're waiting on something to come in. It's like you're waiting on your ships to come in. Okay, you're being very, very patient. You're being very diligent. Okay, you did a lot of planning and strategizing, and now you're waiting for those rewards to come in. You can see the ships are kind of like out in the, they're out there. I don't want to say horizon, but they're not exactly at the dock yet. And that's what you're waiting for. You're waiting for the ships to come in, the rewards to come in. Okay. Now, the Hermit talks about isolating yourself. When you went on a journey to find some answers, to find a path that you're supposed to be on. This is Virgo energy, the Hermit. He knows what path to take. The lantern is lighting his way. Okay, you're very wise. You're very knowledgeable. And, you know, this is an older person, so you have a lot of experience, right? Then you have the Eight of Swords, which is kind of like feeling physically stuck. You can't see, you can't move, okay? This could also talk about like jail, right? Like being behind bars. So I don't know if like Cancer, you are in jail or you're feeling some sort of like solitary confinement. Because again, the Hermit is, you don't have anybody around you. You're just by yourself, like on this mission, on this path to find these answers, you know, to find like higher knowledge. And then the Eight of Swords is feeling physically stuck. You're blindfolded. You are bound, right? So either it's just giving me a vibe of just being very solo, being isolated, okay? And then you have the Seven of Pentacles, which talks about planning and, you know, sort of like the Three of Pentacles. Well, the Three of Pentacles is like the results of you planning, okay? The Seven of Pentacles is you planting seeds, and now you're waiting for the rewards to come in. So it is kind of like the Three of Pentacles. This is hard labor, okay? So you planted, you know, apple seeds, and now you're waiting for those apples to, you know, show up on the tree and pick them when they're ripe. And then, you know, after that, it's like, what are you going to do with all these apples that you have? Are you going to make apple pie, apple juice, apple sauce, that sort of thing? Let's get a few more cards. Show me clearly messages for Cancer. Show me clearly messages for Cancer. Wow. All right. You have the Queen of Cups, the Nine of Cups, the Eight of Swords, and the Ten of Cups. Cancer, is somebody around you, or are you in jail? Okay, that's what I'm kind of getting. Because you got the Eight of Swords again, right? You have the Eight of Swords. Again, feeling stuck, feeling physically stuck. Followed by the Ten of Cups, okay? So maybe you're in some sort of family situation where you feel stuck, like you can't move. You're between a rock and a hard place, okay? You have the Queen of Cups, which can represent, you know, a mother, like a very motherly figure here. Okay, she's offering a cup in her hand. This is somebody who's very intuitive, loving, caring, nurturing. She can be very like psychic and has dreams and that sort of thing. And then you have the Nine of Cups, which is like all your wishes and prayers and you know, things that you've dreamed of have come true. But there is something hidden here with this cloth that's making up all of these tables, right? I don't know if there's something going on as far as family, something that is hidden, something that you feel like you are stuck in some sort of situation, you know, something going on with a mother or a motherly figure. But that's what I'm getting. What you don't see coming is the Nine of Wands. You are fighting for your life. People have tried to take you out, take you down, but you have done everything in your power to remain strong and tall and standing. Okay? Cancer, drop a comment. Let me know if this resonates. And until the next time, peace.